Hello, Gemini. Welcome in. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be your monthly reading for April. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This could play out at any point in time throughout the month of April. The message may or may not be for you, so just take what resonates. Leave behind the rest. We've got some big energies playing out this month for April. So before jumping in, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the videos, comment on the videos, share the videos. It lets me know you like the content I put out there. It helps to circulate the videos, and it kind of does help the channel to grow. And it's just a nice free way to support the channel. So let's get into it, Gemini. Keep in mind, this is for any major Gemini placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Nodes. So we get Kyanite and Scolecite. I am using the Crystal Stone deck. And so, have you been up all night worrying? You are ruled by air. You are ruled by Mercury. And so, there's almost like tunnel vision is kind of what they're showing me. A tunnel vision. And so, something here is about to burst is what I'm feeling. Something here is about to burst. I think you really need to take some time to take a break. I do feel sleep might be an issue here. So maybe you're going into some depths of exploring the subconscious mind, which is leaving you up all night. But I think you're like leveling up, next level. Something about the subconscious mind. So messages coming through the subconscious mind. And Kyanite is all about deepening your perspective. So once again, like this perpetual restless energy is what it feels like. So I do feel like maybe you're at the altar giving it all to God, Gemini. Something about communication. So there might be a need to communicate all of this heady vibe energy that's going on. I just feel a lot of mental noise. So let's get into it. Let's get a few more of these messages and let's see what is going on for you, Gemini, for the month of April. So, messages for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Obsidian. So there is a need to protect your energy. There's a need to protect your soul. Somebody here, I feel, is like concealing their bad vibes towards you. So you could be dealing with a friend that really isn't a friend. I feel an extremely sharp edge, like almost like a need to cut a negative person out, or maybe there's some type of betrayal playing out here. They're showing me like a surgery scalpel. So it's like digging something up is what it feels like. Digging something up when it comes to a pattern. You could be dealing with somebody that's a Scorpio or has prominent Scorpio in their chart. But I feel there's some dark forces at work here, Gemini, and you're like throttling back. So there is a need to protect your energy. We get Canvansite, which is all about expanded consciousness. So there's that heady energy I felt. And I heard vandalism. So it's like somebody is really, I feel, vandalized a thought process here. There's some supernatural communication I feel going on here, Gemini 333 on the timer. So there is a higher power. You might have a background from India. I do feel like a soothsayer or a healer or a therapist or a psychic energy coming through here. Gemini too. You think of Gemini energy. You have the ability to translate inspirational ideas into written or spoken words, right? Any Gemini placements, because you're ruled by Mercury. There could be some type of channeler here, or somebody that is like a channeler or conduit for messages from the mysterious world or from the spiritual world or the ethers or eternal. And so I do feel it's time to speak up. Maybe it's time to start being that channeler. I think exploring those possibilities of channeling messages. And then we get Copper. And so copper is all about energizing your world. So I think it's almost like a light has recently come on, or you're going through some type of an awakening. And so you might need like a proverbial defibrillator. It might be like your whole world is kind of bottoming out. coming crashing down as all of these spiritual conducive energies kind of break apart the old components of your life to restructure it. And so something has to be cut out is a big message coming through for you, Gemini. And so communication between you and your guides is what it feels like. Clearing the channels of communication. I also feel like somebody's throwing stones. Somebody's like been throwing stones at you or projecting something onto you. So I think somebody here is trying to be a block to maybe these ideas coming in, but I do feel it's time to pack up and maybe move home. This might just mean packing up and leaving an old idea of self behind, but it's time to ship out for good, whether this is with a relationship, a situationship, maybe a job, or just a pattern, but it's time to move on from something here. There's some type of ending preparing you for a renewal, because on the bottom of the deck, we got Damberite. And so could have a grandmother on the other side. You could have a grandmother figure trying to block you. That's interesting. But I feel a very effervescent energy, a very spiritual energy that's trying to help you take the edge off when it comes to protecting your soul. So I feel more so like maybe a grandmother, a protector on the other side, almost serving as like a medicine woman is what they want me to say, a medicine woman. And so I do feel there's underlying stress here going through this process of elevated thinking. So don't overthink, really drop into the heart and feel your way through the process is what they want me to tell you, Gemini, because you're about to dream something into being. And so maybe the daily grind for you day in and day out has kind of gotten to you. And it's like you've been launched into like the journey of the cosmic outer space consciousness, right? When we tap into all of these higher energies, it's like going through astronaut training, only we're not trained for it, right? And so it's like oh my goodness, what is going on as all of the old kind of dies away. And so I think you're going through like a major reorientation. So let's jump in. Let's jump in with some tarot. And let's see what else needs to come through for you, Gemini. We're going to use the Archangel Power deck. Okay, we get the Queen of Coins in reversed and the Moon in reversed. So the energy is feeling a little ungrounded. Could be dealing with an Earth sign. You could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. Could have these energies in your chart. But I feel there's a need to nurture yourself. I think you're very ungrounded. I think there's maybe a need to be more practical. I feel a very unhappy energy here. Almost like a clinging to something energy. Maybe you've received some poor advice. Maybe somebody made an unpractical, unwise decision here. But I feel this is like an awakening for sure going on here. There's like a stripping away of illusions, a need to face some fear. I do feel angelic protection. We've got the eclipse energy coming up on Monday. And so I did want to get the first round of zodiacs out for the eclipse. And so facing your fears will allow you to grow stronger. But I feel like a wake-up call, a lesson in self-worth for sure. Definitely expanding some consciousness here. So energizing your world, clearing up some maybe blocked communication. Just a major wake-up call. So let's do 9 cards, Gemini. Let's see what else needs to come through for you. If you would like to join the membership side of the channel, there's an option now to become a channel member. And I go live every Thursday at noon over on the other side. And we do all kinds of spiritual guidance chats. We do ascension chats. We do card pulls. It kind of just is a safe, fun place for us to all grow together and for me to share some bonus content over there. So if you'd like to be a member, go check it out. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, there is a new webpage. So go check out the webpage, guys. But let's get into it. What do we got for Gemini? We get the 8 of Cups in reversed. So there is a need to move on from something, I feel. There is a realignment going on here with the 2 of Coins in reversed. And then we get that new perspective coming in. And so Pisces energy, you could very well be dealing with the Pisces. We've got quite a bit of Pisces energy playing out. And so that is definitely going to be affecting the mutable signs, you included, Gemini. And so I think you're recognizing there's a better way, but there's still this clinging. There's a need to move on from something. I think you know what it is that you need to do, but there's a clinging energy. And so the universe is kind of flipping something around here, creating a realignment in order for you to gain a new perspective. So we got Archangel Chamuel, I feel, putting you in a timeout, putting you in a pause for reflection. So you can recognize that something here needs to kind of break apart, right? We get the Three of Coins in reversed now. And so is this really what you love? Is this really what you love? Because I think this is a time of personal growth, recognizing where it is. There's a lack of cooperation in a situation. Oh my goodness. Now we get the Five of Ariel in reverse, which is the central energy. And so there's a need to let go of a situation that I think is bringing a lot of challenges and likely financial challenges. Yeah, and there's that Two of Wands in reverse. So it's like you've been unwilling to make a decision, afraid to make a decision. There's a possibility to make great progress, but you got to take that first step. We get the Four of Michael now in reversed. We get the Three of Michael upright. And then we get the World. So there is a completion of a cycle, a completion of a lesson, and there is a need to protect your soul. And so I feel you're getting like almost this energy of like an abundance of downloads, which is creating that mental clutter and all of the static and all of the confusion and likely the sleepless nights. And so it's like an extremely double-edged sword of truth that I feel is creating a lot of heartbreak, because I do feel there's like an ending here that's very painful. There's a need to recognize that something here needs to be released in order for a successful new beginning. And I think there's like a new perspective coming through, because I think you've been facing a lot of challenges alone in a connection with somebody. And I think you might have put a lot of time and effort into it, right? So we get the Five with the Three. So we get the Eight of Pentacles coming through, and with the Two, we kind of got a Ten of Pentacles in reversed. And so there's almost like a false foundation kind of crumbling, a status quo foundation crumbling. And there is a need to take a chance to go down a different path, because I feel there's a lack of relief in this situation, a situation that I think has caused a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of stress, knowing that there is a better way, I feel, but there's a need to release the past. And I think it might hurt. All endings come usually with a little bit of grief, a little bit of sadness, and so you will grow from the situation. And so basically everything is kind of coming full circle. So I feel a month of spiritual growth, spiritual insight, spiritual realignment in order for you to manifest a new beginning. So look at all of the majors coming through. We get the Magician, the High Priestess, and then the Moon reversed on the bottom of the deck. So I feel you're going through a major heart chakra awakening, heart chakra purge, releasing a loveless situation to go towards a new emotional experience is kind of what it is feeling like, Gemini. And so you can manifest the life that you want, but you have to choose to go towards a new beginning. You have to take these powerful psychic insights that are being downloaded to you, and you got to go into a state of reflection and meditation in order to see things clearly. And so I feel there's a major wake-up call. Facing your fears, accelerated ascension. I do feel you are receiving valuable, accurate information and guidance, but it is like a broken heart energy. It does feel like a heart expansion for sure. And so I think there's a deep longing here for a spiritual connection. And I feel there's underlying anger, because I think where you've been at, you feel like there's a lack of justice here. There's a lack of equality. And so I think you're encouraged to fight for what it is that you believe you deserve. But I feel there's underlying sacred rage, and there's that Ten of Pentacles in reverse, because something here is not turning out like you thought it would. I think there's a lack of gratitude. There's a lack of financial success. There's definitely a lack of love with the Ten of Cups in reverse. And I think you spent a lot of time watering a dead tree here, maybe the last 4 to 7 years. And so I just feel maybe at one point in time you thought this was your happily ever after, but it's not. And so could be dealing with a Sag. There could be like a lesson between the Sagittarius Gemini axis going on here. Opposites attract, but sometimes opposites usually trigger a lot of wounds that the other person isn't ready to kind of see. And so I do feel a family situation is likely coming to an end here, and there's a release. I feel just a major release, and there's definitely a situation that is ended or needs to come to an end or needs to break apart, because I do feel it's time to leave the past behind you. That's really what it feels like. It's time to leave the past behind you. It's time to kind of stay determined and focused on moving forward. We got the Wounded Warrior now with the Four of Wands in reverse, and so be prepared to move forward. I do feel like you're in a situation where there's a lack of unity, there's a lack of harmony, abundance. There's really nothing left here to celebrate, and I think it's time to release yourself from this very burdensome situation, because the divine is saying, hey, it's time to make a decision. There's something here that's likely unhealthy, causing you a lot of inner turmoil. There's a need to detox. There's a need to release the mental worry, the mental stress, the lack of self-confidence, and there's a need to believe in yourself and to take a leap of faith. So listen to your heart. Do not overthink this. Listen to your heart. Let's get you a spiritual journey oracle message. What else does Gemini need to be aware of this month? So I think this is a connection that come to teach you how to learn your soul's language, to deepen your relationship to yourself, to maybe figure out what motivates you, what you love, what you don't love, what brings you joy, what causes you discomfort, and for you to master the art of self-love, to choose you, to decide what's best for you. So is there any other message for Gemini? There we go. Okay, so I think you're coming out of the dark night of the soul. This was definitely a connection that taught you about self-care, doing what it is that you love, releasing something that I feel has really dampened your mood and your energy. So I think you're raising your vibration, you're lifting your mood, you're sparking your creativity, you're learning how to care and nurture for yourself, you're infusing yourself with better choices, watching everything that's unhealthy, cutting that out, because I think you're coming out of the dark night of the soul. I think it's time for you to start shining your light. So I think there's a connection here coming to an end that kind of activated a life purpose within you. So what are you being prompted to change? Because I feel this relationship has served its purpose, and you've gone through a very uncomfortable dark night of the soul evaluation. Maybe a lot has been unveiled, and now April is a month for you to step into your purpose. I think your guides are encouraging you to shine your light. Maybe it's time for you to start communicating and assisting others on their awakening and going towards something more fulfilling that awaits you. So release that Eight of Cups in reverse energy, because you are at a major pivot point here, Gemini. You are at a fork in the road. So get ready to make a very important decision, and maybe this decision will have a substantial impact on multiple people. But I think you're stepping into either surrounding yourself with wise teachers, becoming a wise teacher, shifting maybe a group of friends. But I feel Spirit is bringing forward significant, important messages, and it's time for you to really listen to where they are guiding you to go. So let's get one last message here from Spirit. One last message for Gemini. So I think that's loud. That's loud. So the relationship you are in is serving to teach you something very important. And maybe the lesson is we are the company that we keep. So if you don't like where you are, then create a healthier space. I think maybe you're stuck around trying to be the observer and to be patient. I think you don't have all of the information, or you might never have all of the information. But the universe is pretty clear on this one. There's a situation here fraught with deception, and it's time to allow the both of you to walk different journeys, walk different timelines, that you're going your own way is kind of what it feels like. And that's kind of what I got for you, Gemini. So if you'd like to book in with me, check out the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.